Hey film nuts, how's it going? Back with another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing Crazy Rich Asians. And right off from the bat, it's man, like this movie is this movie's incredible. It brings you into this environment of not only of just, these crazy rich people, but it brings you into this environment of Singapore, of being, in a different environment, like I said before. It's like, in a very submissive type of environment where you would think that you would never ever be in. So I think that's why I'm so fascinated by this movie, and I think that's why a lot of people are. And it honestly, it took, quite a while to actually, like, to understand what that environment was. And that, like I said, the environment is just having rich people everywhere. Like all these people are just super rich, and they just, they have a lot of money, family businesses and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Right off the bat, you have Constance Wu, if if I'm mistaken her name. She's a phenomenal actress. Henry Golding, that has played in, numerous movies, and and he's about to be Snake Eyes for the I wouldn't really call it a reboot or anything, but he's gonna be Snake Eyes from the GI Joe franchise. So I can't wait to see him in that. And then you got Michelle Yeoh. My gosh, man! Like Michelle, I'll get into it, a little bit here in a few. But Michelle Yeoh, wow! I mean, wow! She played her character as Nick's mom, Henrietta or something like that. Young, I can't remember her name. Crazy Rich Asians is about, like I said, about just being in a submissive type of environment of just being around, surrounded by all these rich people. But that is not the storyline. The plot and the storyline, I think it works really well, because it sets itself up while, it sets itself up while telling, its own story within its own story. Like it's very complicated, and it's going to be complicated to anybody that listens to this that's not really going to understand what I'm saying, but I'll get into it, here in a few. Constance Wu as Rachel Chu. She, was born in America, American raised and stuff like that. Her dad died when she was young. Her mom raised her, as a single mother, and she became, economic professor, something like that. She's teaching college classes and stuff like that. She's just, a professor, which is really cool. And she is dating this guy played by Henry Golding, Nick Young. The Young family, like I said from the very beginning, is very rich. Like you think of like rich people, you think of like, like Donald Trump, or like, the Queen of England, or something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go as fictional as to say, as Batman, as Bruce Wayne. You know what I mean? So it's really cool to see a different type of rich that, that you might not have seen before, or anything like that, in the past, present, or future. So I think that's why this movie just, it really hits. Like it really hits. Like I said before, Rachel Chu, she, was raised by a single mother, and she didn't realize how far and how deep her relationship was with Nick, until she found out, how rich and how, wealthy this guy is. and he is it's not all of his money or anything like that. It's his family money, but he inherited a very good amount. Um, his best friend, I forgot his name in the movie. Da, 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 da. I want to say it's Charlie Wu. I believe so. Don't quote me on that or anything like that. His best friend back from Singapore is getting married, and he's gonna be his best man, and they go out and they go to, like I said, Singapore, and they go through these different type of adventures, like real adventures, to the point where they're spending so much money like on different parties, and like a big time spa day, and stuff like that. For the bachelor party, they go on to a big cruise ship, like a big warship, if you will, and they have like this big old bachelor party and stuff like that. It's incredible to see. They put a lot of production, and I'm pretty sure they had a budget. I can't remember the budget off of the top of my head, but you can really tell that this movie had a budget from all the scenery, from all the locations that they went to. They I'm pretty sure they filmed a good chunk of this movie in Singapore, because you do see a lot of Singapore type of environments. You do get to see a lot of landmarks and stuff like that. So it was really cool to see that, and it was really interesting to see, like I said, in this environment of these people that are just like just super 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 rich. Rachel Chu has a best friend, played by Aquafina. What a name, what a name. But she's the comic relief of the movie, and there are some other characters in the movie that play off the comic relief. But I feel like I'm sorry, Aquafina. I feel like she played a very, very good role of playing that comedic relief, bringing it down just a notch when everything was getting serious, when everything was just getting a little bit too tense for the movie itself. She goes to have dinner with her best friend, and Rachel Chu, and Aquafina's family is like, who are you dating, you know what I mean? And she's like, oh, I'm dating Nick Young. And they kind of like choke on their food. They're having dinner, and they kind of like choke on their food, and they're like, you're dating Nick Young? Like, are you serious? She didn't realize how deep it was, and going, the first time viewing, and you didn't realize how deep it was too, you know what I mean? For the time being, there are some parts that kind of like keep you, like I said, submissive, in type intact. I'm sorry, I can't talk. Intact with this environment that the movie really really shows. And I feel like it was just a very very good, all around good cast, you know what I mean? She figures out that her boyfriend Nick is just, like I said it plenty of times, that he's very rich, and she's trying to get the blessing from his entire family, aunts, uncles, great grandmas, grandmas, his mom. They don't show his dad. They said that his dad was always working, and stuff like that. So which was very very understandable why they didn't have the father figure in there to show for the audience, and stuff like that. I wish they would have, so it could put just a little bit more of a cohesive story, if you will. But they go into this, like I said, these events, like these parties, these big, wild, grand spectacle type of parties that cost a lot of money. And Rachel Chu is, just trying to figure out, like, like her place in the family, while going, with the friends, for the the bachelorette parties, and and like I said, all these different events, and you get to see a lot of Nick's family, especially like, and they show like Nick's ex. I forgot her name, but she's like very manipulative. Trying to get her out of this situation, trying to get her out of the family, and trying to get her away from Nick. And you get to see Rachel just be this kind of, like a lost, like a wolf, just lost in the woods. She doesn't know her place in life when she is at home. She is a good professor and stuff like that, but with her biological mom, she's telling her, you got to be at the tip top shape, you have to have the best outfit, your hair needs to be on point, and stuff like that. And she didn't realize going into the family, into Nick's family, of how they were just so critical. I guess I've never really dug deep into it, but it's like one of those culture things that for Asian or Japanese, Chinese, whatnot, that I've always heard it, but I've never really believed it until I saw this movie. That the parents, the mom, the dad, especially the mom, always wants the kids to be something else. You know what I mean? Nick is supposed to take over the family company, and that was the reason why he was in the States in the first place, was to get away from that. And when he comes back, and he just, his mom, his entire family is always reminding him why he needs to come back and why he needs to take on the family mantle. And you get to see a very good progression that he wanted it at first, but he fell in love. He fell in love with this beautiful girl, Rachel, that he was like, it's just not what I want anymore. It's not something that I want to pursue in my life. It's not something I want, it's just not something that he wants. So you get to see this progression of him trying to figure out like what to do, and figure out like who to believe and who to trust and stuff like that, with his friends, with his family. You get to see a very good progression in that. And at the same time, you get to see Nick and Rachel have, they don't really fight or anything like that. They don't holler or yell at each other or anything. But do you get to see this kind of like a little stepping stone downfall in the movie? Like I said, where Rachel is trying to figure herself out, like a good place, to be in the family. There's one scene in particularly that I really enjoyed, but it took it out of context a little bit too. And I think that's a very good reason why they had such good writers on this movie, is because she was trying to like, I believe they're making dumplings in one particular scene that I'm talking about. And Rachel is just trying to tell his family that she has like this overgrowing pain, if you will, of just being a professor and stuff like that. Obligations, obligations, just like the American dream of of having a good job, but while getting by at the same time. And his family, they take it, they don't take it for granted, but they take it for a grain of salt. When his mom is telling him that she had to put in a lot of hours and a lot of work to get to where they are now. And if Rachel ever wanted to do that, she couldn't do it because she doesn't have that mentality. And like I said, you see this progression that it's Rachel's, like I said, she's trying to find herself and be one, like not one sided, but trying to have a one side of opinion. And when she does say like her opinions or something like that, there's always a family member in Nick's family that says, "Oh well, you know, you're American. That that really doesn't matter here. What matters here is working your butt off and to the point where they basically tell her that she's not gonna live up to that expectation. And it's like I said, they put you into this roller coaster ride of being surrounded by like all these rich people, like every single one of these people know, like you feel like they have money, but like when I like I said before, when you think of like a rich person, you think of like Bruce Wayne, Batman. These people, my goodness, they have so much money that they don't even know what to do. They have they have one party for a welcome party, for like a bar mitzvah party, and like a flower ceremony party that I'm pretty sure costed X amount of money. But it was just a party within a party within a party. So you kind of see how and why this family just has, they're very wealthy, very wealthy. And it got to the point where it kind of like made me a little bit mad, because they were just digging into Rachel and just telling her that, like, hey, like, it's cool that you're here, but you're never going to be like us. You're never going to have that mentality. And so there's a spot in the movie, after his best friend gets married. And by the way, one of the best wedding ceremonies that I have ever seen. Yeah, like it was just. I don't mean to get sentimental or anything, but it was just beautiful to look at. All the scenery, everything that went into the wedding, it was just beautiful. It was beautiful. And they have they get done with the ceremony, and they have the reception. And his mom digs up something in her past that I'm pretty sure she didn't know about, because I'm pretty sure Rachel's mom, didn't tell her about it. So there was Nick's mom hires a private investigator. Pretty sure that's what they're called, and really digs deep into her past, and especially with her mom's past, with Rachel's mom's past. And there's some stuff that gets revealed that Rachel didn't know, and that she was trying to keep hidden from the family at the same time. So, any typical rom com, any, romantic comedy, there's always going to be that rise and fall. And it came at the perfect time. It literally came at the perfect time. Like I said, Nick's mom, digging in, into past, and, stuff like that, giving off false information. I'm assuming, I'm not really too sure. I didn't really fact check it or anything like that. But at the end of the movie, Rachel goes back to her friend Aquafina, takes her in, comforts her and stuff like that. And then you get to see Rachel's mom go into Singapore, and there was one scene that I really loved. It really hit at home. Rachel is talking to Nick's mom at like this. I want to say like a nursing home, if you will, or like a group home, for elderly people. And they're playing this Japanese game, Sudoku or something like that. I'm not I'm not really too sure. Don't quote me on it or anything like that. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it or something. I don't know. They're playing a game, and Rachel was using that psychological, the psychological type of reverse psychology on Nick's mom, and it works out to her favor. Nick and Rachel break up. They split off, and they have their differences and stuff like that. And Nick's mom, has a big, uh, like a revolution, like a big stand up point where she's like, okay, this girl's not so bad, you know. She may be not what I am, but she's not so bad to the point where I gotta tear her down and stuff like that. So they have a deep conversation, you know, like I said, in this group home. And you know, Rachel's just, you know, telling Nick's mom, you know, basically like, you know, hey, you know, if I'm not good enough for your son, you know, no one's ever going to be good enough, you know. But it's not about Nick. No one's ever going to be good enough for you, you know. That's the overall good surrounding message that I loved about this movie. It's not about just being rich. It's not about just, you know, having all this money or anything like that. It's just, you know, good human decency that she didn't really have from her parents, from, you know, Nick's mom, from her parents, or you know, from her mom, you know, and stuff like that. It really didn't teach her those values in life or anything like that. So you, like I said, you get to see this progression, and it's good. It's good. Overall, I'm gonna have to give this movie a very high full price, a very high full price. It's a very good movie if you're looking to see like a rom com romantic comedy, but it's out of the norm. Like I said, they put you into the spotlight where you get to see like all these people just, you know, just rich, you know. And there are some standout performances in this movie. Nick's mom, Michelle Yeoh, like I said at the beginning of the video, she wow. It was to, like I said, it got to the point where I was rooting for her, but it like she kind of like made me mad. But then, you know, she came to her senses and was like, "Hey, you know, I'm in the wrong. We can figure out our differences, you know, and stuff like that." But you know, at the same time, you know, she's always keeping an eye on her, and you know, and stuff like that. But like I said, it's a very good movie. It's a very high full price. Very high full price. Sorry it took so long for getting another video out. A lot of things going on right now. But leave a comment in the comment section. Please leave a like. Hit that bell for the subscription, so you guys get notifications, you know, and stuff like that when I have a video posted and stuff like that. And like I always say in my videos, if you have anything that you want me to recover from this video, or want me to review another movie and stuff like that that you have an interest, you know, I'm always there, you know, and for the door to be open, and for new ideas, new opinions, new feedback. So you know, there's my review, and you know, hope you guys have a good day.